the other thing that people have missed, and I, me too, because you're sort of, whoa, I'm looking at the fire and the combustion in the foreground here. I haven't seen what's just on my periphery vision, is what's been happening in Te Pati Māori. And as we know, God, what a week. It was only on Monday, and this is only 3 or 4 days ago, 4 days ago, isn't it? Because today is Thursday, that they decided to combust spontaneously as well. And that was quite a minor conflagration compared to what happened in the Beehive Theatre Red on Tuesday afternoon. But nonetheless, they're still burning. But the really interesting thing is that in the last 24, 36 hours, and I'd missed it until it was thrown at me by, ironically, I don't know how I've done it. Must be one of those algorithms that Facebook has, Josh. But I was thrown an interview that Maramino Kapakingi did with Te Karere, which is what the Maori News. I didn't know there was still a Te Karere. I thought it had all gone, but apparently there is one. I don't know what they put it on. Is it on TV2 or something at 5:30? It always used to be at some time that nobody would ever watch it. But anyhow, and there's this interview in English. It was very interesting. It was an interview on a Maori television medium, news, conducted almost entirely in English with, you could have sworn you were listening to a group of white liberals talk to each other in a Wellington staff room with just the occasional Maori word like motu or mahi thrown in. It was sort of like, it was conducted completely in English. And I'd have to say, Maramina Kapakingi's got a very fine command of the English language, thank you very much, in which she made the extraordinary allegation. And can I just say to Maramino Kapakingi, I believe you. I believe you. I think your allegation has the touch of truth about it. And I think that the allegation that you made on Te Karere was absolutely spot on. And I will be fascinated to this. She made the extraordinary allegation when they were interviewed after she had been expelled along with Takuta Ferris from the Te Pati Māori caucus, that John Tamihere, in the lead up to her expulsion, said this, and these are the words he used: I'm coming for your boys, and I will have my utu. Okay? So she said in the conflagration leading up until the final expulsion that was announced on Monday morning, wasn't it? John Tamihere, the president of Te Pati Māori, had made the direct threat, political, personal, whatever. I'm coming for your boys. Now I assume that's Eru Kapakingi and I think he's got 3 brothers. I think he's one of triplets in actual fact. I'm coming for your boys, and I will have my utu. It's an extraordinary threat by the member of, or the president of Te Pati Māori, at now ex-member of Te Pati Māori. But if that threat had been uttered by the president of the Labour Party to a Labour Party backbencher, from the president of the National Party to a National Party member of Parliament, or any of the other combinations that you might like to, this would, I have to have said, been picked up by the mainstream media, and it would be a scandal of its own. But what it shows, and I know John Tamihere well enough to know that that's exactly what John would have said, that he would have got angry and pissed off, and he'd be pissed off and angry, and then he would have been even more pissed off and angry. I mean, he can get into that sort of, that gyre, which just keeps on going and spins and spins and spins and spins until finally it either makes it out or it crashes to the ground and burns and creates a rather large hole. This might be that latter one. But this is exactly what John Tamihere would say. It was a threat, and it was, I'm coming for you. And this is utu. And for a non-Maori, okay, I've got a touch of Maori in me, but I don't think that quite constitutes anything. But for a non-Maori, hearing that it's a violent rhetoric. It's a threat. It's a concept that I find alien. I know, I've seen the movie. It had Bruno Lawrence and some dude. I've seen, and I understand the concept of utu, but I didn't realise it was still a live concept in 2025. and that John Tamihere would take a political challenge so personally that he would personally and viscerally respond in this way. The media haven't picked up that I've seen at the moment, mainstream media at the moment, although, as ironically, it was on broadcast on one of their channels. But so I'm just going to say, it is deeply personal now. It is deeply vengeful. It is deeply violent. It is deeply felt. There can be no coming back in Te Pati Māori. And if this is how Māori conduct politics, then for us non-Māori, can I just say, yeah, I don't think we're going to let you anywhere near the levers of power. If this is the way you treat each other, and if this is, you bring these old pre-European concepts of violent Utu back into your relationships in the 21st century, it's like, oh, so Once Were Warriors was the documentary then, was it? It wasn't fiction. And yet it's played out at a national and a political level. We'll see if the media finally pick it up, or if it's good old white liberal media and they skive off somewhere else. Much easier to do with some sort of sexual offence against a police minister than it is to deal with the other thing, which is likely to have, in the scheme of things, much greater influence and control in the future. There's a general election next year. Te Pati Māori are going to be a player. They might potentially hold the balance of power next year. I'm sorry, but I know Yvonne McSkimming and Kevin Coster and all the rest of the strange and unusual people at the top of New Zealand Police, or the ex-top of New Zealand Police, are causing us all sorts of bother at the moment. And we're going, what? But I have to say, long term, I'd be more worried about those dudes over there and their ideas and their concepts and their particular view of how you settle disputes than I worry about the police. They'll sort themselves out, or be sorted out, I suspect to you. But Te Pati Māori, they're on their way. And if they hold the balance of the power at the next election, or any derivative of them, then we are in for a world of hurt, people.